everybody, Diana here at Build A Quilt. Listen, today I just wanted to come to you and do a little show and tell. I tend to buy like tools and things for the studio in the fall. I don't know why, that's just when I do it. It's like getting your going back to school pencils and all of your new crayons and stuff when you were a kid. That's why I tend to buy my tools. And normally, I tend to be a scrappy quilter. I like to go through my scraps and use them and make beautiful things with my scraps because I have a pretty big collection of stash fabric, right? Like a lot of us do. And so I try to be a little selective about fabrics that I purchase, but there are a few designers that I adore. Tula Pink, right? She's right up there at the top. I adore her stuff. So usually when she has a new collection out, I used to just buy the whole collection each and every time. I try to be a little more discriminatory these days based on if I think I'll really use it or if it's going to sit in my stash. I have a lot of Tula on the bolt still that'll probably, that I just like, I use it, I give it out to special friends as gifts in like fat quarters, stuff like that. But you know how that goes. Anyway, and I don't tend to like to use solids. I tend to like to use fabrics that are teeny tiny prints that read as solid, or I like to use the grunge fabrics. Something that gives my quilt more movement, more texture to it. And so I also tend to buy my fabrics in the fall too. Not always, but a lot of the time. So anyway, I've got some new things here and I thought we'd just do a show and tell today. So the first thing I wanted to show you is I'm gonna grab something back here. I know that for years and years and years now, not years and years, I take that back, for several years now, the tailor's clapper has become really popular in quilting. It's a great idea. I've been using tailor's clappers. I've been a quilter for over 55 years, and I've been using tailor's clappers for most of that time. My grandma taught me to do it because my grandma actually had one of those irons that you sat on the stove and it got hot and then you pressed. And then you'd put your tailor's clapper on there, take your iron off, put it back on the stove, heat it up again. Yeah, I think we gave her first electronic iron as a Christmas gift one year. She was totally thrilled about that. But so these have been popular for a while now in quilting. Good thing too, because they're very, very helpful for getting flat seams, things like that. But as you can see, they're kind of the odd shape. My husband, this is a pre-purchased one, right? I've had it for a while. Who made this one? I don't. Quilty or Quality Products. I can't read this small print even with my glasses unless I get my magnifier. So let me grab them. Now you get to see how goofy I am. Quality Products. Jackson's Woodworks LLC, family owned. Okay, so that's who made this clapper. And I wanted to have one pre-made one that I ordered from a company because that's what you guys will see a lot. Typically what I have used for my clappers for quilting is my husband has just made me some when he's out working in his wood shop from hardwood works better. It holds heat better than softwood, but softwood will still work. So if all you can get a hold of is a big chunk of pine, it's still going to work for you. But if you can get a good piece of hardwood, maple, oak, that kind of thing, those work really great. However, for quilting, I don't find them a huge success because all you can get is a little bitty seam. You can't like do a block or a few blocks together, really. You can only get the seam line, and that's fine. That's what it's supposed to do. But, and I think these have been out for a little while, but I missed the boat. A few companies online, I've noticed some general, like family-owned businesses and stuff, have made a few. I don't have any of those, but I found this one by Riley Blake. It is a big boy. It's like 3 pounds. It's a clapper. But what I love, it's 8 by 11, and it's got the nice wooden handle, the big chunky screws. I love it because I can lay down a whole block and if it doesn't cover the whole block, it's going to cover huge sections of it when I'm pressing that block or when I'm pressing out a quilt top. So I bought this for myself I've used it now. I used it just recently on our Quilt Lab subscribers. We've just done a mini quilt called Harvest Time, and that quilt needed to have something on top of it to really give it a good press. This worked like a charm. Now, the only thing I find a little silly about this, and it's not like $5. I think this was maybe $50 or something. But it's worth it. It's the last clapper I will ever buy, I'm sure, because it's very sturdy. But do you see these holes on the side? When you get it, this handle is screwed in here on the side. And at first I thought, oh, well, that's kind of silly because you put a handle there and now I've got 2 holes here. And I wasn't thrilled about that. And then I went and read, read the directions after. These extra holes are so that if you are traveling with this, you can put the handle on this side and it will lay flatter in your storage bin or your case or whatever. I will tell you right now, I will never move this handle again. These are really tight. They took I had to get my husband's battery operated drill to get these in because they were in super tight. I am a person that doesn't deal with fiddly. Okay, so taking this on and off, and every time I take it on and off, having to deal with those screws and stuff, I'm never gonna put this back on the side. So for me, I still have 2 holes here that I find very unsightly, but they're well made. I will tell you that. That's my only down thing about this clapper. Otherwise, Riley, Blake, you guys knocked it out of the park with this product. I love it. It is super. Like I said, it's 3. I think it's 3, maybe 4 pounds. It's really sturdy and it will hold your block, your squares down beautifully. Whether you're using Build A Quilt or you're piecing in another technique, this was great. This was a super, I will get super value from this purchase. Worth every penny. I just wish it didn't have the holes in the side now, but oh well. Now you guys know I am also a total IKEA nut, right? I have an IKEA home. So IKEA has these new, they're called Drona, or Drona, but I think it's Drona. So I have a lot of these in their big size that fit in my Calyx boxes, but these are small, minis. You get 3 of them in a package, light, medium, and dark blue. And I think this whole package was $4.99, really good price. And so you can take a whole fat quarter bundle, pop it in there, whatever you want to use for storage. If you need something small for storage, they're great. And how this works is you get a dark, medium, and a light foldable insert that goes in the bottom. So they come folded up like this. You just release that. You unfold the bottom piece. You pop it right in there and away you go. And they're sturdy. They are. And so I thought I would be using these as project boxes, like little projects that I have a shelf here, little projects that I have going. I can slip one of my little tags over it to tell me what the project is. And so here is the lighter blue, and here is the medium blue, and this is the darker. I wish they had them, of course, in my minty colors, but they didn't, but that's okay. So I love it. I will use this. I've used the bigger versions of this for years, and I really like it. So I found these up there just this past week. So I love those. $4.99 for a set of 3. Not bad. Now, you all know that Build A Quilt is about patchwork in the hoop, right? And we do our finished quilting in the hoop, but you all know, if you are with us on a Wednesday night for Wednesday workshop, and if you haven't, join us 6 p.m. Central Daylight, coming into Central Standard Time, here at the channel on Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. for Wednesday workshop. We're doing our 24 block challenge, and we also do some other things. I share some other things with you and all. We have a fun little game we play at the end, and there's always a prize. So if you like prizes, join us. But you all know that I've just purchased the Cutie Breeze frame, quilting frame by the Grace Company, and a Baby Lock Jazz too, because I have wanted for a very long time to learn to do long arming. Now I know the Jazz 2 is not a long arm machine, so this is actually called domestic long arming because you're using a domestic machine, but this frame is meant to be used with a domestic machine. So for this first year, I'm going to use the Jazz and learn and process and try to get better. And I'm doing a whole video series on my journey with domestic long arm quilting. You can follow if you're a long armer. Send me your tips and tricks. If I'm doing something completely crazy in my videos, please send me a note that says, stop, this is completely crazy. You're gonna, you know, break an arm or break your machine or something like that. I'm willing, because at that, I'm not an expert. I hope to be one day, but I'm not now. And so that's a whole different video series. But I got some leader cloths to hold my quilts to in the roll up and on the sides, and so I have to pin those on. So I love these magic pins. I've got them in just about every size, and I think I've told you all this story before. These magic pins are, I worked in dentistry for 2 decades, and we did a lot of endodontics. These are endodontic pins, but they don't have a little like a little screwdriver look engraved in the bottom of them for taking the root out of the tooth. But that's what they are, these heads. And when I first saw these, I thought, what an ingenious idea. Somebody's taken an endodontic piece and made it into a quilting pin. So I love these little extra fine ones with the light green top for when I'm putting my Build A Quilt pieces together. Love that. But I got these extra long ones for pinning my leader cloth to my quilts. And I also have a product coming called a pin more. It's a little cap that you can go on the end of all your straight pins so you don't end up pricking yourself, because trust me, I will. I will do it a lot, and I will do it every time I get ready to quilt with that machine. So I got these. And you can see up here the long one. I haven't opened them yet. So I'm looking forward to using these. I had samples. I had a little sample of like all the sizes that they sent me. And so I ordered these because those are the ones I want to use for the domestic long arming. So that's another tool. Now, here's another tool that I ordered from the Grace Company. It's called a TrueCut Easy, Safe, Accurate 6.5 by 12.5 ruler. It's this guy right here. And we're going to open it right now because I haven't even opened it yet. I wanted to wait until we did the video. Trying to see if I have anything over here that I can, I'm not going to show you that I'm poking it with my scissors. Not good scissors. So let me take this paper or this plastic off because we're going to take a look at this together. I have some quilting rulers for ruler work, free motion ruler work that I've had for a long time because I've done free motion on my sewing machine and I was rubbish at that. I wasn't rubbish at it, but free motion I just never got good. So this has a raised edge for easier cuts. So on both sides here there is this raised edge so that when you roll across the edge it's not going to pop up and over. Now, it says not for free motion quilting, but in their videos I see them using this edge for ruler work because it is tall enough that for ruler work you want that to be 1/4 inch, and this is exactly that. These edges are 1/4 inch, so you could use it for straight line ruler work, and that's what I saw them. But this is the part that intrigued me. See all the little holes? See my little fingers sticking through there? There's a pinky. See all that? I'm like, what in... I'm a gadget guru, right? I love them. I absolutely love them. Built-in holes. See and hold the fabric directly through your ruler as you cut. So the idea is that you can put your fingers in these squares while you're holding your fabric down and like really have your... I guess to keep it from slipping. So your fingers, like my fingers are on my, in fact, let's move this over. Let's move the camera down. Here we go. So here we are. Let me take this out. My fingers, like these little ones here, these kind of half squares. No, but these squares, yeah, I can get my fingers to go in them and kind of hold them, but there, I guess that would be a good place to do it. I can get like a good grip, but, and no, it's not going anywhere. I'm moving my hand, but I'm not moving the ruler because I've got my fingers on what would be my fabric underneath, but I'm not sure I'll use it like that. I'll probably still do the hand down, but I do like the fact that it has this side to it. That I think will be very helpful for cutting and for ruler work. Let's bring our camera back up there. So it says chip resistant plastic. Okay, that's cool. We like that. Injection molded thermoplastic makes the ruler more non-chip resistant, or more chip resistant, and more durable than other rulers. Cool. With a 1/4 inch mark, and that's really important, especially when you're using it with Build A Quilt. The 1/4 inch mark is very important. Easy to see through light and dark fabric, sure, because it's completely clear. So I will have to use, it feels like on the back, because these markings on here are kind of a deep greenish blue. They're not black, which is fine. That's no problem. And there's some white ones. But it feels like this kind of could give a, it's not really non-stick. I think it's just the markings that are on there. So it is 6.5 by 12.5. This is the 6 by 12 that I love, the one by Quilter Select. So those are, so this is 1/2 inch. This one will fit in it because this one, this TrueCut one is 1/2 inch wider. So I don't know how I'm going to like it, but I think that for ruler work, I will like it. I think I will like it for ruler work. And that's kind of what I intended to use it for. So this I ordered from the Grace Company's website. And so far, it looks good. Now they have a special rotary cutter that has kind of a funky curve to the handle. I don't have one of those, but you should be able to use this with any particular. Oh, this even has 1/8 inch markings, and it has a 30, 45, and 60 degree angle to it. So that's that ruler. I'll get back to you more on that after I've used it. Now, here is the one last thing that I want to show you that I ordered for the whole quilting idea, the whole free, domestic long arming. I ordered some practice panels. I ordered all of these from the Fat Quarter Shop. This one is from Timeless Treasures, Fabric of Soho. I am in love with this. This is not going to be a practice piece. I'm going to get good before I use this because I'm going to make a wall quilt out of this. Look at it up close. All of those are little square. Oh, I adore this fabric so much. But it's definitely like a whole cloth quilt that I would just quilt on, or I would use it for a backing. In fact, it's big enough that I could definitely use it for a wall quilt backing. And I think I had to order this by the yard. And I think I ordered 1.5 yards of it. But I think now that I see it, I'm going to go back and order a much bigger piece because I'm in love with this fabric. I would love this to be the backing of a full-size quilt. It's really beautiful. The colors are bright and bright and vibrant. It reminds me a lot of the Tula colors. Very, very similar to a lot of the Tula colors. I love it. I absolutely love it. In fact, I'm making a couple of Tula quilts of my own design before her exhibition at the Quilt Museum in Paducah next April. So maybe I'll use that for one of them. Now this one I think is going to be really interesting if I want to practice small designs, micro designs, or tiny ruler work designs. It's just all different, like it's supposed to be different fabrics. I could block off a 9x9 piece as a single block. This will be helpful. This is from Riley Blake. It's called Dream Big. Let's see. Riley Blake pattern C6392. Oh, it's B Basics by Lori Holt. No wonder I like it. Yeah, I like Lori's fabrics too. She's another one that I have to be really careful not to go overboard on buying her fabrics because I love the little prints. So this is from Lori Holt. And I like that. This will be a good practice panel piece, so you'll probably be seeing it again. And then this one is by Art Gallery Fabrics. Feel the differences. Let's see, is there an actual name to this one? Yes. Potager, P-O-T-A-G-E-R, by Sharon Holland, I think. Let's see what this is like. This way. Yeah, this looks like it's a whole, could be like a whole quilt. So you can practice in each piece. That's a real pretty one. That'll be a pretty one. Now, my very first pieces that I practice on, I will just tell you, will be probably muslin quilt sandwiches, and I'll practice on them. But when I get better and need some more advanced practice, I wanted to have some pretty little panels to practice on, and I think those three will do great. Alrighty, now I got some fabrics I'll show you quick. I like Tilda, right? Do you guys like Tilda? I know I've known about Tilda for ages and ages. I'm just adjusting this, sorry guys. I've known about Tilda for ages and ages because I have a lot of friends over in the UK. But she's been kind of hard to find here in my part of the US for a while, until more recently. So I ordered this, let's see, what's this one called? This is Merry Little Christmas Holly Red Yardage. I love poinsettias, and that's what this is. I will tell you, I am not nearly as happy with this fabric in person as I was seeing it online. It's very, it doesn't look like it in this camera, but in real life, this one to me is very muddy. There's nothing, like every color is the same value. So it's a different color, but it's the same value. So nothing really stands out. It does on camera, I will tell you, it looks completely different on camera than it does in real life. So I will use it. It will probably be a backing or something. It's lovely. It's just not, I'm not as wild about it as I was when I ordered it. This one is Merry Little Christmas Maine Red Yardage. And the reason I like this one, it's got these little bitty birds in it. I just think this is beautiful. This is going to be backing for a Christmas quilt. Not this year's Christmas quilt because I've already got that and it's a different red. But this is Holly Red Merry Little Christmas from the Maine Yardage, and I ordered 3 yards of that, so I will have that when I'm ready. I could just use this as a fabric and cut it. I could, but it would make such a lovely backing that I don't think I will. And this is Tilda as well from Merry Little Christmas. So those are the 2 Tilda pieces. I ordered the Winter Friends one in the duck egg color, the duck egg blue. And I was a little upset with the company because it didn't show out of stock on their website. And 3 days later, they said, oh, we filled some other orders and we don't have it anymore, so we're going to refund your money. And it's a big company that you'll know, like super big popular company. It's not the Fat Quarter Shop. They would never do that. But the other company that did it, I was a little shocked. And I'm not going to say who, there's no reason to do that. But I was really rather disappointed that I didn't get it, and then come to find out it's sold out everywhere. So I'm not sure. I think it had been sold out on their thing for a while and they just didn't take it off or say sold out or anything on there. So I was disappointed. I got 3 of these. They are fat 8s. I'm going to take out this one that I've already taken the plastic off of. It is a Christmas design set, and it is by Moda, and it's called Joyful Joyful. Joyful Joyful. And here are the fabrics. Okay, now those are some poinsettias I can get behind. I love that. And I love that they have the peace doves on them. I absolutely think that's gorgeous. And then they have these little angels. And this one is beautiful. That would be beautiful for a border, I think. And they have this sweet little nativity one. I think that's so precious. I really love that. That's one that I would fussy cut for sure. And these little angel ones, I was thinking maybe I would make like mini sleepover pillowcases, like when the miniatures come to spend time with us. I have mini pillows, and so I thought maybe I would make some cute mini Christmas pillowcases for them out of those, because they're super cute. This is the other colorway, the mint colorway. There's again the nativity, which is so pretty. This one, absolutely stunning. Again, poinsettias, berries in that kind of a paisley pattern. I love that. Then they have it also in this red colorway. I'm not going to show all of them because they're the same, but then they have kind of this peachy colorway, and then a little bit of this green. I love that color green for the holidays. They have a few that they have this one again in with the cream background, and yeah, the rest of these. Okay, here's my beautiful poinsettias in that beautiful mint color. Love that. So pretty. So I haven't decided what quilt I'm going to do this with. Like I said, these are fat 8s. So I will do something. And I bought 3 of them. I bought the last 3 that they had at that particular shop because I wanted to make sure that I had enough to make at least a wall size quilt, and I will with that. Alrighty, and then my most recent fat quarter bundle. Absolutely love Amy Smart. I adore her. I've read her blog for a long time. Her Notting Hill collection, I loved it so much. I still have tons of it because I loved it so much. It ends up like in almost everything I make. And I kind of bought it in honor of like all of my sweet friends in the UK that I love like sisters. And I thought, well, I just love this fabric. I've got some like some UK fabric and some US fabric, so I kind of mixed them together in honor of both countries. I adored it. But I love Amy Smart. Lovely lady. There she is right there. And so this is a Riley Blake collection, and her newest collection is called Mary Catherine. It is in honor of her mother and her mother-in-law, who were both ladies born in the 40s, so not too much earlier than me. I hate to say that. But it's kind of delicate prints, reminiscent of the feminine kind of prints that they had in the 40s. And she just chose the colors that I adore. So here is the blue colorway. Look at that. Isn't that precious? And that's stunning. I'd love to have like sheets made out of that. Really pretty. And then it is also in this pink and creamy colorway. And this is very similar to a pattern that was in her Notting Hill collection, that little bitty check, which I love. It's really useful. We have the whole cream. Let's show you some different. Oh, here's one you're gonna like. I love that. That's a great fabric. I love that. Kind of a lattice look. And then it's in this, also in this green. That's one of the other prints. Kind of show you the different prints in the different color, from a different color. That one's really pretty. This is another print too. Really great print. This is great. Instead of using solids, I would use that. Adore it. And then here's some more of the pinks that they go into kind of that lighter pink, darker pink terracotta color. But I love this collection. Again, this is, I think Amy's hit it out of the park with this one. I absolutely love it. I purchased 1 fat quarter bundle, but I will just tell you right now, I'm going back for more on this one. And I'll probably do like I did with the Notting Hill. I'll buy it all in fat quarter bundles, because with Build A Quilt, using fat quarters works so easily that I know that I'll have what I need when I need it, and all my pre-cuts will all be ready for me. So that is the Mary Catherine collection by Amy Smart. Brand new. It literally just came out last week, and so I had pre-ordered it the week before. It came last week, so I love it. Now, the closest shop to me in my home is 2 hours away, but there is a teeny tiny little place about an hour and a half from here that all they do is sell quilting fabric and patterns and notions. No machines, nothing like that, right? And they're part of this large gift shop, and I love it. It's like a little hidden away place. And they carry every Moda Grunge I've ever seen. Like, I think they have the whole collection. So I went there to do my Moda Grunge stock up, because I use this as my solids almost completely. And so I went to stock up on colors, and they are nice enough to cut this in 1 yard lengths for me, so that I can come home and cut it down into my fat quarters and then into my smaller pieces. This one, this is kind of a tomatoey red. I really like that one. I've used that a whole lot. This rusty orange with the gold, I use that one quite frequently. Like now that it's fall, perfect colorway. One of my absolute favorites is really light minty green with the soft blue in it. So pretty. So you can see here I've gotten like 2 yards of each of these. This one, of course, is that aqua color I love. It's got that kind of lime green in it. So gorgeous. And then I got this dark olive green, and it's got like a really darker olive in it too. It's a muddy color, but it's a great color. If you need these kinds of colors, this works so well. And I know that I won't, like, this will last, this is one that will last me a long time because I won't use it a lot. But when I need this color, I'm so glad that I was finally able to find a grunge in it. And then this is the last one that I got, which is another one of those kind of aqua colors that I love so much. There you go. This one has a little bit of green in it too, so super favorite. And I also ordered or purchased some others, but I've already got them cut and put into the drawers down here. Some of their creams and pinks as well. So, but this was my stock up for that. Oh my goodness, that's a lot. I had a lot to show you guys in this show and tell. You'll see some of these things again, like when I use them, and I'll show them to you and how they worked, like especially the pins or the TrueCut, this TrueCut ruler. I'm really fascinated how that's going to work for ruler work. So I'll be telling you more all about that. So what have you all been doing? Plus, I got my whole Cutie Breeze frame. All that's coming in the other video series. So what have you guys been doing? What have you brought into your sewing space lately? I'd love to know. Leave your comments below. And next time, maybe you'll be seeing me doing some things with some of these beautiful fabrics and tools. And join us on Wednesday night for Wednesday workshop. We're on block number 7 of our 24 block challenge, but it's never too late to catch up because they don't go away. They stay there. You can do them in whatever order you want. Until next time, everybody, quilt life beautiful.